Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I want to take you on a journey of self-discovery and transformation. A journey that has the power to open your most filled-up perspective and propel you towards becoming the most powerful version of yourself. In a world filled with endless distractions and demands, it's easy to lose sight of our true potential. We often find ourselves caught up in the whirlwind of daily life, neglecting the incredible power that lies within us. But what if I told you that deep within each and every one of us lies a reservoir of untapped strength, resilience, and greatness waiting to be unleashed? That's right. The key to opening your true power lies not in external circumstances or validation from others, but in harnessing the power of your own mind and spirit. It's about raising the habits, mindset, and beliefs that empower you to rise above challenges, seize opportunities, and create the life you desire. So, as we turn one's hand to this excursion together today, I invite you to open your mind and your heart to the possibility of becoming the most powerful version of yourself. Hold the journey of self-discovery, commit to personal growth, and watch as you unfold into the magnificent being you were always meant to be. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of personal power. Now, let's start discovering the strategies and principles that will guide us towards releasing our full potential and becoming the most powerful versions of ourselves. You need the courage to continuously move towards your biggest goals and ambitions. You need to be willing to embrace discomfort to grow. You need the courage to leap with faith without guarantees of success. Brave people are those who have a dream and set a goal, make a plan, and take the first step without ensuring or guaranteeing that their efforts will result in success. However, if you see each step forward as a learning experience and each setback as a valuable lesson that makes you stronger and better, you will not be afraid to leap with faith into the unknown. You need the courage to risk failure, to endure constant setbacks, disappointments, and temporary defeats. You need to learn to deal with failure by realizing that it is an indispensable requirement for success. You cannot succeed without failing, and failing many times. Remember the wonderful quote from Thomas W. Watson Sr., the founder of IBM, who said that if you want to succeed faster, you must double your rate of failure. He said that success lies on the other side of failure. You need the courage to treat failure as an opportunity to start smarter, overcoming the fear of failure by doing the things you fear over and over again until the fear disappears, and then resolving to bounce back instead of breaking when things don't go as expected. You need the courage to continuously confront danger, to face the things you fear. Identify all the fear-inducing situations in your life that cause you stress or anxiety. Today, decide what could be the worst possible outcome of each of these situations and resolve to accept the worst if it happens, and then take action to resolve each of these situations. Refusing to let a situation of fear linger in your life, dominating your thoughts and emotions and holding you back, requires the courage to be willing to make mistakes and learn from them. All top performers constantly make decisions, make mistakes, learn from them, get up, correct themselves, and continue. Therefore, successful people are not necessarily those who make the right decisions all the time, but by persevering, they make their decisions right. If they make a mistake, they accept it, learn as much as possible, and move on. By failing and making mistakes, you become smarter and are more likely to eventually achieve your goals. You also need the courage to accept complete responsibility for your life, which means taking ownership of the outcomes. You need courage to refuse to make excuses or defend yourself. You need courage to say over and over again, I am responsible, I am responsible, and refuse to blame anyone else when something goes wrong. You focus on the solution rather than the problem or the person. You ask what we do from here. What is the next step? What is the solution? What action should we take? Then you get up and move forward, extracting lessons from the situation and discarding the superfluous, the things you cannot change. The last courage you need is the courage to persist more than anyone else. Persistence is the quality that will ultimately guarantee your success. Your willingness to persist through every adversity can be your greatest asset. The ability to persist is the main quality for success in all areas of life. It can be the factor that ensures your success in the end. If you refuse to give up, you must eventually succeed. As in baseball, you will never hit a home run unless you keep swinging. In 30 years of studying successful people, I have discovered one fact time and time again. No one was defeated until they accepted defeat as a reality. No one can defeat you except yourself. Decide what you really want in life, financial independence, and then decide that you will persist until you succeed. You will never give up until you achieve it. Make the decision, close the door behind you, and decide that you will never give up. Failure is not an option, so overcome procrastination with a very simple method that was developed by Clement Stone when he was young and built a fortune of $500 million. And this is one of the central principles of his life. Simply, every morning when you wake up, repeat to yourself over and over again, do it now, do it now, do it now. When you have the tendency to procrastinate, program your subconscious mind with this automatic conditioned command. Do it now, do it now, do it now. The key to overcoming procrastination is to develop a sense of urgency. Be the type of person who gets things done quickly. One way to do this is to break down the task, what's called slicing the salami. Take the task and divide it into small parts and then do one piece at a time. Say over and over again, do it now, do it now, do it now. Did you know that less than 2% of the population has a sense of urgency, and there's no example of a successful person anywhere who doesn't have a sense of urgency? If you only develop a sense of urgency, that alone will propel you to the top ranks in a very short period of time. In a study conducted among 104 CEOs 2 years ago, they were asked what qualities would put a person on the fast track in their career. Do you know what the conclusion was? 2 qualities: the ability to prioritize, choosing relevant over irrelevant, and the ability to finish work quickly. If all you do is prioritize and finish work quickly, that alone will set you apart from 80 to 90% of the people you work with. Delegate everything you can. What does delegating mean? Delegating is very simple. It means that whatever your hourly rate is, let's say your goal is to earn $50,000 a year. If you work 8 hours a day, that's $1.25 per hour. So you are a $1.25 per hour person. The only way to earn $1.25 per hour is if you do $1.25 or more worth of work. And the only way to do $1.25 per hour work or more is if you take anything that anyone earning less than you per hour can do, $1.20, $1.15, $1.10, $1.05, and so on, and delegate it. The general conclusion is that if you can't delegate, if you can't have other people do lower priority things for you, you can't grow, you can't develop, you can't succeed. Delegation requires a key word: clarity. The reason people don't delegate is because they have delegated and other people have failed. But the main reason people don't carry out the task you've given them is due to lack of clarity. So when you delegate, here are the keys. First of all, think carefully about what you want done and write it down. Secondly, choose the right person to do it. Don't give an important task to an incapable person. Thirdly, make crystal clear what you want done and when you want it done. And fourthly, check, review, inspect, stay on top of it to make sure it gets done on time. Never assume that something will be done on time. I read something years ago on a big billboard that said, "Assumption is the root of all errors." Never assume that someone or something will be done on time unless you verify it yourself. Step out of your comfort zone. Courage, my friends, lies in stepping boldly into your discomfort zone. That realm where you feel awkward, uncertain, and at times utterly alone. The comfort zone, I tell you, is the archenemy of human potential. It lulls us into complacency, coaxing us to remain stagnant, even when we're dissatisfied with our circumstances. But let me ask you this: is mediocrity truly what you seek? Is a life of average performance what you aspire to? No, I say, set your sights higher. Have a dream of greatness and excellence in every aspect of your life. Identify your goals, chart your course, and commit to mastering each crucial skill along the way. You see, my friends, you may be just one skill away from unlocking the door to unparalleled success in your career. Now, here's a question that has the power to transform your trajectory. What skill, if honed to excellence, would have the greatest positive impact on my career? Consider this question deeply, my friends. Search within your soul, for the answer lies within you. Struggle guidance from mentors, peers, and loved ones, for their insights may illuminate your path. Once you've identified that pivotal skill, my friends, devote yourself wholeheartedly to its mastery. Remember, as the old saying goes, inch by inch, anything is possible. Break down daunting tasks into manageable steps and take action, one step at a time. Confucius wisely reminds us, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So, my friends, summon your courage, embrace discomfort, and take that first step towards greatness. The road ahead may be challenging, but with persistence, determination, and dedicating focus, you will rise above adversity and claim the success you deserve. Go forth, my friends, and dare to be great. Your destiny awaits. This is a great strategy for overcoming procrastination and getting more done faster. You can achieve the biggest task of your life by disciplining yourself to take only one step at a time. Your job is to go as far as you can see. Then you will see enough to go further and accomplish a great task. You must take the step with faith and have complete confidence that your next step will soon become clear to you. Remember the wonderful advice: leap and the net will appear. A great life or a great career is built by doing one task at a time, quickly and well, and then moving on to the next task. Financial independence is achieved by saving a little money each month, year after year. Health and fitness are achieved simply by eating a little less and exercising a little more every day and month after month. You can overcome procrastination and achieve extraordinary things simply by taking the first step, starting towards your goal, and then moving forward step by step. Now here's how you can put this idea into action. Select any goal, task, or project in your life where you've been procrastinating and simply take a step towards its completion right away. Sometimes all you need to do to start is to sit down and make a list of all the steps you'll need to take to eventually complete the task. Then just start and complete one item on the list and then another, and so on. You'll be surprised at what you'll eventually achieve. One of the best ways to overcome procrastination and get more done faster is to have everything you need at hand before you begin. When you're fully prepared, you're like a loaded weapon or an archer with an arrow ready to be shot. You just need a little mental push to start your most valuable tasks. Start by clearing your desk or workspace so that you only have one task in front of you. If necessary, put everything on the floor or on the table behind you. Gather all the information, reports, details, papers, and work materials you'll need to complete the job. Have them at hand so you can reach them without getting up or moving around much. Set up your workspace to be comfortable, appealing, and conducive to working for long periods. Make sure especially that you have a comfortable chair that supports your back and allows your feet to rest flat on the floor. The most productive people take the time to create a workspace where they enjoy spending time. The cleaner and tidier your workspace is before you start, the easier it will be for you to begin and move forward. When you feel ready to start, assume the body language of high performance. Sit up straight, lean forward from the back of the chair, and act as if you're an efficient, effective, high-performance personality. Then take the first item and tell yourself, let's get to work, and dive in. And once you've started, keep going until the job is finished. Start today to plan each day, week, and month in advance. Take a notebook, a sheet of paper, or use your smartphone and make a list of everything you need to do in the next 24 hours. Add to your list as new items come up. Make a list of all your projects, the big multitasking jobs that are important for your future. Then organize all your main goals, projects, and tasks by priority, determining what is most important and in what sequence it should be done, what comes first, what comes next, and so on. Start with the end in mind and work backward. Think on paper and always work from a list. You'll be surprised at how much more productive you become and how much easier it is. Apply the 80-20 rule to everything. We always have enough time if we use it correctly. The 80-20th rule, also called the Pareto principle in honor of the Italian economist Vilfredo Pareto, is one of the most useful concepts in time management and life. Pareto noticed that people in his society seemed to naturally divide into what he called the vital few, the top 20% in terms of money and influence, and the trivial many, the bottom 80%. Later, he found that virtually all economic activity was subject to this principle. For example, this principle says that 20% of your activities will account for 80% of your results. 20% of your clients will account for 80% of your sales. 20% of your products or services will account for 80% of your profits. 20% of your tasks will account for 80% of the value of what you do, and so on. This means that if you have a list of 10 things to do, 2 of those things will turn out to be worth much more than the other 8 put together. Each of the 10 tasks may take the same amount of time to complete, but 1 or 2 of those tasks will contribute 5 or 10 times the value of any other. Often, a single task may be worth more than the other 9 combined. This task is invariably the one you should do first. You can guess which items the average person is most likely to procrastinate on. The sad reality is that most people procrastinate on the top 10 or 20% of items, which are the most valuable and important, the vital few. Instead, they busy themselves with the less important 80%, the trivial many, which contribute very little to results. They focus on activities, not achievements. Often you see people who seem to be busy all day but seem to achieve very little. This is almost always because they're busy working on low-value tasks while procrastinating on one or two activities that, if completed quickly and well, could make a real difference to their companies and their careers. The most valuable tasks you can do each day are usually the most difficult and complex, but the reward for completing these tasks efficiently can be tremendous. For this reason, you must firmly refuse to work on tasks from the bottom 80% while you still have tasks from the top 20% to do. Before starting work, always ask yourself, is this task in the top 20% of my activities or the bottom 80%? Resist the temptation to tackle small things first. Remember that what you choose to do over and over again eventually becomes a habit that's hard to break. If you choose to start your day working on low-value tasks, you'll soon develop the habit of always starting and working on low-value tasks. This is not the kind of habit you want to develop or maintain. Low-value tasks are like rabbits. They multiply continuously and you never catch up. The hardest part of any important task is starting in the first place. Once you really start working on a valuable task, you'll naturally be motivated to continue. A part of your mind loves being busy working on meaningful tasks that can really make a difference. Your job is to continually feed this part of your mind, motivate yourself. Just thinking about starting and finishing an important task motivates you and helps you overcome inaction. The fact is that the time required to complete an important job is often the same as the time required to do an unimportant job. The difference is that you get a tremendous sense of pride and satisfaction from completing something valuable and meaningful. However, when you complete a low-value task using the same amount of time and energy, you get little or no satisfaction. Time management is really life management. Personal management is really about taking control of the sequence of events. Time management is about taking control over what you will do next. And you are always free to choose the task you will do next. Your ability to choose between what is important and what is not important is the key determinant of your success in life and work. Effective and productive people discipline themselves to start with the most important task they have in front of them. They force themselves to do things. Whatever the result, they achieve much more than the average person, and they are much happier. This should be your method of work too. Use the ABCDE method continuously. The first law of success is concentration, directing all energies to a point and moving directly to that point without looking left or right. William Matthews. The more time you spend planning and prioritizing before you start, the more important things you will do and the faster you will accomplish them once you start. The more important and valuable a task is to you, the more likely you are to be motivated to overcome procrastination and dive into the task. The ABCDE method is a powerful prioritization technique that you can use every day. This technique is so simple and effective that it alone can make you one of the most efficient people in your field. The strength of this technique lies in its simplicity. Here's how it works. You start with a list of everything you have to do for the next day. Then you place an A, B, C, D, or E next to each item on your list. Before starting the first task, an A task is defined as something very important, something you must do. This is a task that will have serious positive or negative consequences if you do it or if you don't. If you have more than one A task, prioritize these tasks by writing A1, A2, A3, and so on in front of each item. Your A1 task is your biggest, ugliest task of all. A B task is defined as a task you should do, but that has only mild consequences. This means that someone may be unhappy or inconvenienced if you don't do one of these tasks, but it's not as important as an A task. The rule is that you should never do a B task when an A task remains undone. A C task is defined as something that would be nice to do, but for which there are no consequences at all, whether you do it or not. These tasks have no effect on your work life. A D task is defined as something you can delegate to someone else. The rule is that you should delegate anything that someone else can do to free up more time for the 8 tasks that only you can do. An E task is defined as something you can eliminate completely, and that will make no real difference. This may be a task that was important at some point, but is no longer relevant to you or anyone else. It's often something you continue to do out of habit or because you like it. But every minute you spend on an E task is time taken away from a task or activity that can really make a difference in your life. After applying the A, B, C, D, E method to your list, you'll be completely organized and ready to do important things faster. Take action immediately. The key to making this A, B, C, D, E method work is to discipline yourself to start immediately with your A1 task and then continue until it's complete. Use your willpower to start and continue with this work, the most important task you could be doing. As we conclude our exploration today, I want to leave you with a powerful reminder. The journey to becoming the most powerful version of yourself is not a destination, but a lifelong pursuit. It's about committing to continuous growth, surrounding challenges as opportunities for learning, and never settling for anything less than your full ability. Throughout our time together, we've looked over the principles and strategies that can guide you on this journey, from developing a powerful mindset to dealing with habits that empower you to thrive. But remember, true power comes not from external validation or success, but from within, from the depths of your own being. So, as you leave here today, I urge you to take the lessons we've learned and apply them to your daily life. Endure the power of belief, the power of action, and the power of perseverance. And above all, remember that you have the power to shape your own destiny, to become the most powerful version of yourself. Thank you for joining me on this journey of self-discovery and transformation. Now go forth with confidence, courage, and determination, and discharge the full force of your potential upon the world. The power to become the most powerful version of yourself lies within you. Living with it, nurturing it, and watching as you soar to new heights of success and fulfillment. Godspeed, and may your journey be filled with vast growth, joy, and prosperity.